You don't need a finished product to start a startup. You don't need a full team. And you definitely don't need to raise $1. What you need is an MVP. And the truth is, most people completely misunderstand it. Let's fix that. Now imagine those early moments in startup history. Airbnb started with just an apartment, Dropbox with a demo video, and Uber with a basic site. These weren't polished platforms, they were tests, they were MVPs. But here's the kicker, an MVP is not a product. It's a test. It's your first step into the real world with your idea, stripped of bells and whistles, just enough to learn something vital. Welcome to FounderLab, where startup concepts are made simple. Whether you're already building something, thinking about starting, or just fascinated by how great companies come to life, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to unpack what an MVP really is. Not the textbook version, but the real world, get moving, learn fast version. It's time to stop guessing and start validating. So let's break it all down together. The real definition. MVP stands for minimum viable product. But let's drop the corporate jargon. An MVP is simply the most basic version of your idea that allows you to test one key assumption. The goal isn't to launch quickly, the goal is to learn quickly. That means your MVP can be as simple as a landing page, a mock-up built with no-code tools, a fake sign-up button, or even just a question posed to the right person. If what you've built helps you learn something from real people, it counts. If it saves you from wasting 6 months building something no one wants, even better. Think of MVPs as learning devices. They're not about creating a polished app or having all the features from the start. Instead, it's about putting anything out into the world to get feedback. Whether you use Card for a simple site, Figma to design a user flow, Google Forms to run a survey, or Typeform to mimic a sign-up process, the tool doesn't matter. The insight you gain does. What it's not. Let's clear up a massive misconception. An MVP is not a broken product. It's not a shortcut. It's not a half-baked version of your final vision. And it's definitely not about cutting corners. It's about cutting the noise. If you're building just to build, just because you can, you've already missed the point. Many early founders make the mistake of thinking MVP means quick and dirty. But the MVP mindset isn't about speed. It's about clarity. You're not trying to impress investors or rack up downloads. You're trying to learn something crucial. Do people actually want this? Is there real demand? Are you solving a problem people care about? Don't confuse motion for progress. A polished UI doesn't prove you have a product. A flashy pitch deck doesn't prove your idea is viable. The MVP is a question, not a statement. Build to learn, not to impress. Real-world MVPs, that worked. Still skeptical? Let's look at some legendary MVPs that actually worked. Airbnb didn't launch with a marketplace. The founders just put air mattresses in their apartment, snapped some photos, built a basic website, and waited. That's it. They wanted to know if strangers would pay to sleep in someone else's home. Dropbox is another classic case. They didn't build the product. They made a simple 2-minute demo video and shared it. The response? Thousands of people signed up for a product that didn't yet exist. That was all the proof they needed to start building. Then there's Zappos. The founder didn't build a back-end warehouse or inventory system. He just went to local shoe stores, photographed shoes, listed them online, and manually fulfilled each order. It wasn't scalable, but that didn't matter. He proved that people wanted to buy shoes online. These weren't tech masterpieces. They weren't even real businesses yet, but they were incredibly valuable tests. They helped the founders answer the most important question: will anyone care? How to build your MVP. Now, let's bring it back to you. How do you build your MVP today? Start by asking, what problem am I solving? Get very specific. If your idea doesn't solve a problem, go back to the drawing board. Next, what's your riskiest assumption? In other words, what absolutely must be true for your startup to succeed? Maybe it's people will pay for this, or users will share it, or businesses need it. Identify that assumption. Then comes the fun part. What's the absolute simplest way to test that assumption? No code, no ego, just something basic that gets a reaction from real people. That might be a prototype, a landing page, a tweet, a phone call, whatever it takes, and don't worry about how it looks. Build ugly, launch small. You're not proving you're a genius, you're proving your idea has legs. Test one thing. Get real feedback. and then evolve. If this video helped you see MVPs in a new light, hit subscribe. FounderLab is just getting started. Coming up next, we'll explore how to find product market fit, dive into the lean startup method, and even guide you through raising real money once your idea is validated.